And the endless morass of social links continues. I hope you're all very excited to see what disappointment they bring today. Starting out with everybody's favorite horrible, horrible fortune teller, Chihaya.
Yep, grifter and just all-around bad person, Chihaya.
Kind of stupid idiot, but we'll be seeing a lot more of that today.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. To be fair, it's like he does have a pretty good mop top. I'll give her that.
Yeah, and at the same time, it is a little bit odd that all the adult women in this game refer to him as being cute.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's real odd. It's as if he has some sort of, like, magnetism that brings everybody towards him, regardless of what he actually does or says. Which he rarely... By the way, yeah, it's like, I don't... Like, I don't... Like, I'm a loss for words. The writing here is just getting precipitously worse over time, isn't it?
In fairness, I think this is meant to call attention to the sexism in possibly Japanese culture, but it is a little bit like it's on the nose.
There are a lot of things in this game that I'll be honest, it's like I don't know if it's just like this is more of a cultural difference sort of thing.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell because
even if it is a cultural difference, it's like there's no way it's this extreme.
Yeah, and like again,
this is parody level writing.
Yep, and we can always go back to Danganronpa, but it's clearly not just Japanese culture as a whole.
Okay, minute 30 was the first Danganronpa reference, everybody.
That's our.
I was waiting for it. I was just like, how long do you think it's gonna go? Probably about like 5-6 minutes. Nope, minute 30.
They're really good games, y'all. You should play instead of this. Instead of watching this, like, go home.
And it's like we were here talking about Ghost of Tsushima. That series just ended on the channel, and it's just like, yeah, it has a real award bait. Like everything's very general, very simple storytelling. All the characters are basic archetypes, but it all presents it in very good ways. And there's a lot to be said about like how the game's presentation goes a long way to really maybe buffing out some issues with it.
Yeah,
there's no truer statement that you could say about Persona 5.
Mm-hmm. Well,
where it's just like, certainly the presentation is amazing. There's so many good things about this game. God, the writing is just the worst. It's as if like everything I said about Ghost of Tsushima is just like blown out times 100 for this game.
Yeah. Like Ghost of Tsushima, it's not like it's bad writing. It's a little bit simple and obvious what's going on. It's just they do a good job with it. It's just a little bit stone-faced and serious, and a little bit okay. I see what you're going for.
An attempt at extreme prestige.
Yeah.
Academy Award nominee Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, you're afraid to get dirty, though. And in this game, it's more like they just don't know the difference. They have no taste. They have no idea what dirty is. And so they're always doing dirty things.
It's not even, and they also like just don't, like, they don't know how to write. It's just like, we're just like hearing the outlines of what is supposed to be happening in this scene, and it's like a 5th grader's book report about what this scene is supposed to be about, except that's the actual dialogue.
Yeah, it's like, well, it seems the sequence of cards has changed. I would say 8th grade, like maybe, but like an 8th grader who's never heard of editing, and it's just like, maybe this is the second draft, but they didn't really take what their teacher said seriously, so they're just like, well, I just need to go a little bit all in on this dialogue, make it pretty clear who the bad guy is, and all that stuff.
Yeah, we just need to explain who the bad guy is. We need to explain why they're the bad guy. Sexist.
Yeah.
And, okay, Chihaya, I gotta stop you right here for 1 second. If you can just change fate by muttering a single sentence, it's like, you might have some incredible superpowers to predict this sort of thing, but it literally changes on a dime.
Mm-hmm.
Or, well, 1,000 yen or whatever you're charging for those holy stones.
Probably way too much money.
Well, we've talked about before. Definitely usurious, if nothing else. It is rock salt.
Yes.
It's like, in other words, I thought this was going to be like, we're pitting supernatural powers against each other, but instead Chihaya is just an idiot.
Yeah, and you can see what they're doing with the writing is they're like, I think this is the point where they're sort of backed into a corner. Not in, I mean, sometimes it's a good thing in writing, but they've decided to just, they've decided to just go into this idea that, well, okay, these social links don't really make any sense. So what if the main character is just supernaturally gifted beyond the persona system? He can just change fate. He can change people's minds. He can give them fortune just by standing around them. I think they're leaning into
the cult of
glamour
personality. Come on, Vivid. No, like, I think that was a good. I thought that's what you were. Whatever. Chihaya, that's almost what happened. Like, your table is very flippable.
Yes.
Also, apparently a phrase in Japanese. I was trying to figure that one out as I was doing the whole studying aspect.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Nice.
And Chabudai. What do we got up next?
Also,
I mean, aside from just a reminder that there is allegedly some sort of overall plot going on, even though the Phantom Thieves are not any part of it anymore.
I love to just continually announce that time is passing and that, you know, that there's a deadline approaching, but not actually approach it in a real way. Just have a bunch of filler scenes. Which is all right. It's Mishima.
Yeah, Mishima. And he's got a book and a gun. Mishima?
I just think, you know, see, I didn't recognize that from the script. That's so funny that he's got that gun on the table.
just right there. I mean, it is a model gun. He is 90% of the way to just becoming a party member.
I want
Damn
him
it.
to be in the party.
You tease me so, video game.
I want him to be in the party member, and I want him to make that gun real in his Persona world.
I mean, that's what it is, right? He should give me that if he's not going to be. He should just be a party member. Look, I don't need a new gun. I got a good one. Got that like a weird, illegal super gun from Iwai. Why can I not remember his name? A while ago. It's like, you can use whatever. He's never gonna be part of this. He's gonna just sit here being basically the most complex, interesting character in the entire game, and he's just gonna keep getting beaten up by the world over and over
just on the
as he gives everything to the Phantom Thieves, and they give him nothing in return. The true injustice here. Although I really do question carrying around a model gun. Like, look, we carry it into, magic otherworld. I don't think you carrying that around in a bag is a good idea.
I love that he just has this gun that he admits is so realistic that everyone will mistake it for a real gun, but it doesn't actually shoot. So it's just like, it's just to inspire fear. But then he's also at this cafe and he's just putting it on the table. Like they're playing Russian roulette.
Mishima, please. Like, look, I know, I understand what you're trying to do, but good God. Yeah, you can put yourself in danger right now. That's why you got the gun.
Mishima
will not actually protect you.
As a kid. Just
the ability that I got here is called Mishima's Desperation.
Like, Mishima is such a fucking dork. Like, it reminds me of myself when, like, I approached, my friends in high school. They played a joke on me. They had me get out of the car for a second, and then they drove away. Then they drove around the block, and then they got pulled over by a cop. And I was kind of awkward back then, and I still am, but like even more so. So I started to the cop was like, at the car at the driver's seat. So I started to approach the police officer, and it turns out you're not supposed to do that. And so that's how I relate to Mishima.
Yes, I can understand that. At least you weren't carrying around a model gun at the time.
Like, golly, I guess I better approach this cop so he doesn't get surprised by me. Also,
this thing is happening again.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, the 5th grade book report version of what a scene would be.
Honestly, this is almost... it would be really sad.
I mean, we are talking about like stupid high school kids. Yeah, that's true.
Imagine if a 5th grader or an 8th grader submitted this dialogue, and it's just like, oh my god, you poor child. Oh my god. Mishima, I'm so sorry. You can tell me anything. I'm sorry you had to deal with all that bullying. Well, gosh, I'm just...
And of course, the person he's talking to is Kamoshida.
Look at that face. He's just like so damn sad. Everything happens to me.
Everybody has... you got to remember, too, like all the avatars maybe don't always correspond to what the actual dialogue is very well.
I understand, but in that case, it was particularly on the nose.
Yeah, it was appropriate. Also, no comment about how he just had a handgun there.
Like they just approached.
Like I do want to remind you that.
Oh, hey, look, it's that dick we knew in 5th grade. let's kick his ass. What a worthless piece of shit. Oh shit! Do you have a gun? Oh, I was just kidding about that, bro.
Yeah, like whatever.
Shit, is that a real gun?
Think of it like it's got Morgana energy, so nobody could see it.
Okay, fair enough. Plot armor.
Plot
invisibility.
Stealth.
Yeah.
I mean, you could describe 90% of the things that happen in the plot of Persona 5 as plot
X.
Something.
Yeah, plot.
We've got plot popularity. We have plot superpowers. We have plot armor, of course.
Mm-hmm. And plot secrecy, except when Makoto is listening right behind us for some reason.
Or I wouldn't even say that. Everybody just knows that main character is the leader of the Phantom Thieves.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make any goddamn sense, but everybody knows it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that going to come up this episode? I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe. Again, just like we're just like walking around. Just okay. Plot is happening, but we're not going to do anything about it.
Nope. Are beginning to revile us? In what way?
Yeah, maybe just elaborate on that a little bit.
But considering how fast the days are closing in.
Sounds like
I asked the question. Now I'm saying no.
So we're doing this thing where we have to set a mood of, people. There's also a Takemi scene in this. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's super brief. This is one of those in between scenes that you get if you don't have a true
Well, with this game
thing going on, whatever. This is to pad out the episode time in true Persona 5 fashion.
Well, in fairness, there's nothing more that I like than a good. This game needs more time.
Look, I want these episodes to be a half-hour long. I know that's not right, especially considering this is Persona 5, but it's what I'm a man who sticks to my principles, like many people in this game, regardless of how self-destructive and stupid the ideals are.
We have to make it more entertaining than actually playing this game for a half hour. That's the standard we've unconsciously set.
Episode 64, everybody.
We're only at 64. Oh, this is
episode 64.
Remember when you wanted to do one every week? We're nowhere near that.
We're gonna keep doing one every week. Shut up.
Okay.
I took a week off.
Okay, fair enough.
These episodes take a long time to make.
I know they do.
I was also focusing on Ghost of Tsushima for a while.
You did the entirety of Ghost of Tsushima in like 2 weeks though, so yeah, not bad.
I ended up playing that game for like 50 hours, man.
Yeah.
It's weird because it's just like it's not like it was super amazing.
I mean,
it's just like I don't know. It was all. I like a good grind game.
Yeah. It seems like the gameplay was pretty good. Like it was not.
Gameplay ultimately, though, the big problem with it was that every single ability you got was just instant kill.
Yeah.
All the ghost weapons were instant kill weapons. The blowgun you got, instant kill weapon. Everything just made assassinations easier, and they were all instant kills, and just it wasn't bad, but it really went to show when you saw like all the bosses that there were 2 true bosses in the game: swordsman guy and shield and sword guy, which is one of the Mongol leaders. We're not even talking about Persona at this point in time.
Yeah. It's funny though. I gotta say, your series on it was pretty entertaining because you just you clearly did not get invested into it at all, and so it's just like, oh boy, here I go killing again, kind of thing.
there were a lot of just like bits in that series, well, much like Persona 5. There were just like a lot of little bits in that series, like going entirely naked for the last episode, and I'm just like, I don't care what's going on in the plot. I'm just gonna be naked right now.
Yeah. We'll just see how long it is before the game reacts against me.
Let's see how long it is until the game just tries and desperately to stop me from being too silly. Which, I mean, to be fair, my biggest regret with that series was not ending off with some sort of exploding knees joke.
Yeah.
There was not good. We are not talking about Persona 5. Oh, God.
Well, okay, so what's happening here is this guy he's obviously torn between his heart and his social obligations, and he's eventually going to choose his heart. But then it turns out it's not going to ruin him because the main character changes his fate with the Lathe of Heaven thing. I mean, it's such lazy writing at this point. It's just, like they can't think of just how to tell like a beginning, middle, and end story. It's always going to be, well, the main character is special and changes fate just by thinking about it or whatever. Or who cares?
This I'm mumbling something towards this guy.
Yeah. I'm gonna say the Lathe of Heaven is a really good novella. And it's by Ursula Le Guin, and this is not that. This is not a great novella here. This is just I guess working through the concept of causality in real time.
I mean, we can keep comparing this to
great works of literature,
to classic works of literature all we want, but it's not going to make it any better, unfortunately.
Well,
the writers can't hear us.
In fairness, both of those things are on the bingo, like are in the drinking game. You know,
the falcon cannot hear the falconer.
Well, comparing it to a great work of literature, that's the first one. And then saying, well, you can't compare it to a great work of literature. It's Persona fucking 5. And then me explaining that is another one. So you have to drink like 6 times.
Oh, could make this episode easier.
Nothing will make
Hey, there's the hook. Whatever. We'll figure it out later, I guess.
We don't want to encourage drinking on this channel, but it definitely would make this easier, yeah.
I mean, unless you're cool and of age and responsible.
Yeah. So about...
Hey, sayonara is an actual, like, loan word from Japanese. You can just say that.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Hey, Yoshizawa, I don't hate these plot lines just yet. Again, still has the book report issue. I guess we're going to call this episode Persona 5 the book report. But, yeah, it still has the same book report issue of just kind of like somebody explaining what the scene's about in the scene itself. But it's whatever, it's fine.
Yeah. We got to get some glasses. I gave some glasses for my dad as a gift, and we're going to try in some different glasses, and you seem like a real glasses buff, so I wanted to get your advice. And the main character
think I seem like
doesn't say
anything.
anything because the main character doesn't say anything. We just we're at the optometrist. We're going to check out some glasses, and we're going to go through them one by one.
Oh, new glasses, poggers. Because this is the level of commentary we're reaching right now.
Yeah. Can't see without my glasses. Put on his glasses.
Yeah, what?
It's a My Girl reference. It's like 25 years old, maybe even more. It's like 1992.
I see. Yeah, I mean, they basically look exactly like my regular glasses, so, you know. Well, what, am I your dad? Come on. Maybe.
She is like from the grade 2 years younger or something, right?
Got like magic powers or something. Maybe it'll be my own grandpa. This is going nowhere. What am I even talking about?
I like how this just takes like 30 seconds too long. Like, just show us what you look like in different glasses. Like, give us a screen where we can try out the different glasses. Then when we try out 5 of them, say, is that something you like? You know.
No, we got the pretty woman sequence coming right here. Don't worry. I can't even tell what these things look like. They look like nothing to me.
They just that angle. They chose that angle.
I mean, this is the only way that the main character can be seen. You think you can look at him head on?
Those actually look really cool. Oh my god, even his shadow.
They kind of blend right into the hair. Persona 4 reference, everybody. They had these glasses in there too.
Okay.
There's a dumb bit from that game.
Yeah, it's also a reference to Mother.
Yeah, with the what was it, just like Groucho?
Yeah,
Didn't have to fight him, and he would just walk
so.
away, and you
Yep.
had a good experience, so you got experience points anyway.
Mm-hmm.
That was a fun bit.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I did too.
Anyway, that's us reminiscing about games that are not Persona 5 once again.
Our references are an average of 27 years old.
Hey, I just referenced a game that came out last year. What do you reference? We talked at length about. No, I didn't. You didn't even talk at length. I talked at length about.
We both talked at length about Ghost of Tsushima.
It's not even. It's just like if somebody watched. You know, one of the things I try to keep doing in any series that I do is not make like super current references, and I'm completely failing at it here. Because it's like I don't. If you watch this like 3 years in the future, it's like I don't. Or if I watch like something 3 years past the point that it was recorded, it's weird to be all like, "Hey guys, let's reference Overwatch a whole lot."
Oh, you know what? Okay, let's bring this back then. Those glasses that you were wearing in those last scene kind of reminded me of those like Elton John. There we go. Like that's just 1970s. Like
oh,
early.
sure.
Yeah.
Classic music man.
Mm-hmm. But kind of a
very, very many good songs.
honestly, Elton John might be the most famous piano man.
Yes, certainly. Who could possibly be more famous than him?
Mm-hmm. No one.
None more. Anyway, I wouldn't worry too much about it. It's a pair of glasses.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I've worn my glasses for so long that they are currently broken and repaired with electrical tape right now. So it's like, I guess they are something that you do have for a while if you're me.
My glasses
still.
aren't like. I learned how to replace my or you know how to fix my glasses from my coworker. With like the little screw kit and stuff, but one of the lenses will fall out occasionally. Like I can't store it in my pockets or whatever because it'll always like pop out.
You can hold it up like a monocle.
Oh,
Pops out into your fancy glass of wine when you get shocked at something.
it's actually made of pearls and it dissolves in the champagne.
That's a good spice though.
Yeah.
That's not. That's a good additive to a drink. Help me out here.
This is
the first time that I actually noticed that there's only 5 ranks in the Faith. We're actually like only one away from being done with Yoshizawa.
Wow, but isn't she supposed to be like a stalker? Like, where do we get to that?
When are we gonna get to that? Is a good question because like we're not really like it's there's only 3 more palaces left, and then the extended end game apparently.
Honestly,
but,
it sounds like from what she was just saying, it sounds like there's a beginning level skill set and an intermediary skill level. Like maybe that's how they're gonna do it. Like it's 10
expert
ranks.
level is when she reveals that she was stalking us the entire time.
Yeah, or maybe it's like a second, level or a different skill. I don't know. Seems plausible because we haven't really gotten into a story with her, have we? We just know that she's in
The
a
hook
slump.
is cool. Well, I mean, yeah, she's in a slump. She's a real daddy's girl. She knows the doctor guy, handsome doctor man, Dr. McHandsome face.
When you have 4 conversations with somebody, I feel like you gather more information about them, but maybe not. And I guess not in real life, but like in a game where the entire point is to convey everything about this person. In 4 or 5 conversations, I feel like you'd know more than that.
Yeah, but like, doing a pretty good job for a social link.
Yeah, I suppose by the standards of this game, yes.
What is that phrase? The hell of lowered expectations or something? Our heroes, everybody. I hope this girl wakes up and fixes all our problems. Yeah, that's definitely what she's doing.
We just need to have like 10 more days before anything happens in the plot.
I'm so glad that I decided not to do any more of these IM conversations.
to agree with Makoto. Who knows how this might turn
Oh,
out?
it's so weird to have the English dialogue. Oh boy, it's Yoshida. Final one, rank 10, everybody.
Hooray! Does that mean we'll never talk to him again, or except for like little side
I'm
conversations?
sure he's gonna come up in. I'm sure he's gonna come up in like a end game as he becomes like probably Shido's rival,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're gonna run for president.
prime minister. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that's kind of what it's supposed to be like or something.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Anyway, everything all worked out for him. Big surprise.
Mm-hmm. And there's nothing wrong with this scene. But now he's gonna give his speech, and he's gonna give.
I mean, you say that.
He's gonna give this classic like checkers speech. This is gonna be his "I have a dream." You know, we'll fight them on the beaches.
No, he's a very talented orator after all.
Yeah.
It's like, really, Torinosuke? Really? Did people really admired how you buried the corruption of your fellow congressman for 20 years?
Mm-hmm.
How you were giving speeches about how the corrupt and powerful are stealing away the promising futures of the youth like you had happened to you, and then when you had the chance to do something which would have been to great like benefit to yourself, that you decided to do nothing. Like, people love that.
Yeah. People.
What a
people
complete
are all
180 on like the entire theme of this story. To be like, no, everybody loves. Oh, also this.
Mm-hmm.
Torinosuke, for fuck's sake, you better have like a Kaiser Sose level like reveal of showing like how you're connecting all the strings between the Polaroids and like, you know, by the light of your computer looking up stuff online for weeks at this point to even somewhat justify how you could possibly know that.
In fairness, okay, so you've mentioned that a couple times, and I want to point out that it really probably wouldn't be too hard if you really focused on what the, you know, who the culprits were and stuff. It really, you know, you could have spied on Mishima having a conversation, for fuck's sake, on his phone. Who knows? These
How
aren't
would
like
he? How does he
geniuses.
even know who? How would he even know who Mishima was?
I mean, you could argue that Torinosuke has a, you know, he has just a small intelligence network of people who are loyal to him. A very small, like, coterie of people.
He has
who
nobody
inspire
that's
him.
loyal to him, though. That was kind of like his entire storyline. What reason would he even have to investigate me in the first place? We're going to... Yeah, I mean, there's this whole thing where it's just like, hey, I've taught you everything you need to know, and we're going to support each other, right? So just like I never, you know, accused anyone of corruption, I expect you to do the same, main character. But I guess we're supposed to see him as heroic.
And now he gives a great speech.
He spent 20 years
He's been
enduring injustice and never did anything about it, and now everybody loves him for it.
Yep, he's preparing this great speech. Yoshida's speech is about to start. We gotta call attention to this. I cut my date shirt so I could watch this, you know. Me too. Does anyone out there have something they aspire to do?
You know that all the rank 10s are fully voice acted, right?
Through a method. Oh, yeah, okay, fine. I won't.
In Japanese, I suppose, but...
Yeah. That is a very large mountain to cross. Famously, a thing you cross mountains. I'm unable to travel this same path of this young man who's holding the sign next to me. But he's also going to climb the mountain. He's different from me, but in certain ways similar. So he's got aspirations
totally
too,
different from you.
And buddy, I'm gonna meet you on the top of that mountain, and it'll be good. Way to go, Torinosuke!
We love you,
Great
Torinosuke,
speech.
for that. What the fuck was that speech? Like, you know a guy who's doing something?
Yeah, I mean,
it's exactly as good as his last speech, which was, I'm never going to be successful. Okay, bye, everybody.
maybe they're just being like really polite. They're like, hey, yeah, you kick ass, Torinosuke. Yeah, I keep going with that
Yeah,
speech.
I hope that guy who did that thing also is successful.